Alright, hello again. So, let's see, fix this. Hello again, YouTube. Welcome back. So I'm trying a couple things out today. I have another mic set up for my GoPro, and then I mounted a different camera, that Casso you see it there, on the handlebars to get a different perspective so I can cut back and forth on. I'm gonna go check out this, it's like a little golf course. It used to be a golf course and it was kind of converted into like a bike trails and walking trails and stuff. So I'm gonna go check it out really quick. Yesterday I went on my first group ride with the Houston Suron group downtown, and it was pretty fun. But of course I got there and started recording and the fucking GoPro was dead, even though I had it plugged in all night. So that sucked. Like 5 minutes into the ride, there was a Karen that rode up on a bike, started bitching at us, saying we almost ran him off the road, but we were nowhere near him. So my first group ride, get like an awesome Karen showing up, and I missed that. Wheelies. There was at one point where this kid, there was some traffic cops and we were all riding together, just gave the traffic cop a fist bump and then fucking took off in a wheelie. That was pretty funny. But you guys can't see any of that because fucking GoPros suck nuts. On this, the last vlog, I talked about criminal types. Kind of wanted to expand on that a little bit because there's a part I forgot. It's hard to keep track of what I want to say when I'm out riding and looking around and stuff and trying to follow directions. But basically I gave the example of, you know, people, I worked a long time in prison, blah blah blah. Go watch the previous videos, you'll know about my background, but I develop programs for prisoners coming out. But anyways, I was talking about how there's a connection between, God damn it, I can't explain myself. But there was a study done, I think, in Washington State. They found out like about 80% of inmates. Did I pass? Oh, it's right here. 80% of inmates in prison were involved in the foster care system or some other kind of juvenile institution system, right? So there was some special combination between early childhood trauma and involvement in institutions that leads people to prison. Okay, so I talked about all that. To sum up my point was that, you know, if you're just getting abused at home, you know, maybe you live in a stable community, your friends aren't getting abused, and so you kind of know that it's just your family that's kind of fucked up, but the world at large is not corrupt and violent and evil and blah blah blah. So I guess I can stay right here. Oh, it's closed. Alright, so, and I just gave that example of, you know, a child being raised in an abusive home, but, you know, he's in a stable community, and, you know, maybe you watch sitcoms and kind of sees on the sitcoms how families are supposed to be, and, you know, he might be fucked up and have problems, but he's, you know, not destined to end up in prison. And I meant to go start talking about how, where, you know, there's instances where kids, you know, they experience childhood trauma, but they don't live in stable communities, right? They live in very, you know, violent, gang-ridden, drug-ridden communities with, you know, multi-generational trauma and stuff like that. And so there is no period like when they get involved in institutions where they have this sudden jolt to their worldview. They're sort of raised in that sort of I don't know, what you would call it, in the assumption that the entire world is corrupt, basically, and the world's against them and they're victims and all this kind of stuff from the get-go, right? And so when you have, you know, a large group of people, you know, in a community with multi-generational trauma like that, okay, so how the fuck do I get back over there? You're gonna get a counterculture, right? Because people don't stop having like emotional and existential needs, all the needs that are sort of met by culture. Like culture, there's a difference between society and culture, and we can get into that. But there's three main sort of human drives or needs that culture fulfills, and you can just say it's like the need to fit in, the need to stick out, and the need to overcome ambiguity, right? So, like, to quote, I think it's Ernest Becker would say that, whoa, that's a cool looking, I'm gonna go see if I can get close to that duck over there. Or it's like some kind of goose. He would say man wants to be an object of primary value in a world of meaning, and that's the role of culture is to give the individuals who participate in that culture a sense of that the world has meaning. It's not just, you know, terrifyingly ambiguous, right? There's purpose, and then not only is there purpose, there is a way for you to get a sense of meaning for your individual life, right? You can fit into like a worldview, a set of ideas and values and, you know, prescriptions for obtaining a sense of prestige and self-esteem and all that kind of shit, right? And that's what culture is. And then not only fitting into that world of meaning that's provided for you by the culture, but having that mechanism to stick out and sort of achieve and gain a sense of self-esteem and prestige. And so in another video, we can get like really deep into why these motivations exist, what's the difference between the need to fit in and stick out, and then how, like, what the relationship is between the masses and tyrannical leaders and so forth. But for now, let's just say that we have existential needs. Culture steps in to help us fulfill those needs. So if you have like a mainstream culture, let's call it mainstream culture, where a person just doesn't have the social skills, or even doesn't even maybe want to participate in that culture, their needs don't just go away, right? And so anytime you get a group of people that feel rejected, or they reject the mainstream culture, you're going to get a counterculture, right? They're going to develop their own sense of purpose and meaning for the culture, their own ways of sticking out and gaining a sense of self-esteem and prestige and all that kind of stuff. And so, but it's essentially the same, right? So if a person grows up in like a nice community but is in an abusive situation, then they end up like in foster care or something like that, and then they get abused by, you know, the foster parents, and then they have this, you know, sort of jolt to their worldview where they become cynical about the nature of humanity and stuff like that and society, and, you know, they deal with it in the ways I talked about in that last video. Such a bunch of cool looking birds, man. Look how pretty these, what are these things? Look at that thing. Look at the face on that thing. He doesn't even give a shit that I'm right here next to him. So it must be two females and a male there. I saw these at another park the other day, but they're really, really pretty ducks. Big too. This is a cool little spot. Fuck, what was I saying? Right, so they have that jolt, and then so they might seek out actually, you know, these sort of countercultures that sort of develop in. I mean, maybe it's not even appropriate to call them countercultures. They're just like different cultures, right? But the values that they sort of exhibit, or the meaning systems they're produced, and the cultural roles and means of the pathways to self-esteem and stuff like that tend to be contrary to what the mainstream is, because they feel rejected, or they reject the mainstream culture. So I didn't qualify that when I had the first video, so I just kind of wanted to express that. But anyways, yeah, so the guys who grew up in bad households, good neighborhoods or whatever, good communities, they'll seek out countercultures that already exist. You know, or like I said, they'll just end up, you know, using drugs and just trying to self-medicate and just checking out, becoming homeless, and, you know, doing property and violent crimes to support their drug habit. Or, you know, they turn into like the, you know, the weasel types who, you know, defraud people, identity theft. You know, they're good at what's that movie? Just like, you know, people who trick other people into giving them money and shit. I forget what that's called, but yeah. And so in my next video, I kind of wanted to get into like different types, but this one, since it's just going to be like a short ride around this area here, a lot of birds. I just wanted to talk about that because I forgot to talk about it in the last video. Yeah, this is an even better spot than that one I've been going to. It's like super close to my house. But yeah, when I went to that group ride downtown Houston on Sunday, Dave was there from We Code It. He's probably famous by now. If you've seen like Dylan Thompson's video, he just like redid his bike for him and stuff. It came out pretty sick. So I'm probably gonna have him do some work on mine too. I want to get some things powder coated and stuff. But he was there. I didn't really get to talk to him much, but a lot of cool guys there. I feel like kind of an old guy though. Well, I feel like the nerdy old guy because I can't do wheelies for one. I'm fat and I'm old. I think I'm probably the oldest one there. Maybe there's some guys in their 30s. Most of them are like maybe early 20s. Maybe even like, you know, 18, 19, early 20s. Probably a couple that are maybe in their 30s, but definitely not 40s like me. I'm pretty sure I'm the oldest guy there. But they have a lot of rides, so I think they ride pretty much every weekend. So there'll be plenty of time to get some good footage of other people doing dank wheelies. But as soon as I get my chai battery, I'm gonna start practicing wheelies. I'll probably put the other wheels back on, the stock ones, 19-inch ones, and practice in the grass. So I think this actually continues if I go right here. Does it? I thought it did. Or maybe that was it. No, it doesn't. So I put that dead cat thing on my mic, so I'm hoping it'll get rid of like a lot of the wind noise, maybe even some of the breathing. Who knows? Yeah, you guys missed a really good Karen. Guy gave me the snake eye. He's about to hiss at me. And strike. In here on a cool bike, not bothering anybody, you son of a bitch. Look at this guy. This bird's an alpha male right here, doesn't give a fuck. That's funny. Man, it seems like maybe one more week I'll have 100 subscribers. I mean, getting to 1,000 seems, you know, pretty daunting. But I guess you just gotta keep consistent on uploading videos and content. But I gotta get out there in those group rides so I can capture some interesting shit, interaction with cops, or... Well, it's pretty. There's like a ton of birds over here, man. Or Karens. Or maybe some crashes or something. That shit's all overplayed though. There's so much content like that. So much, you know, Surron interaction with cops and falling down and wheelies and all that kind of shit. I was hoping to create kind of a niche for myself where I'm doing Surron content but also talking about interesting subjects. Not sure if there's a market for that or not, but we'll find out just over time. Just kind of getting, you know, just talking about the tip of the iceberg shit right now, just easy to understand stuff. I want to get really deep into like existentialism. We can talk about Ernest Becker, all the wrong, and then we can get into like sort of the more, I don't know, esoteric philosophy like Hermeticism. I almost joined the Freemasons, but I ended up moving in. I was in Seattle. I went to the temple and everything because, well, I mean, it depends on who you talk to. I'm pretty sure that Freemasonry, their sort of root philosophy is Hermeticism, which is just like an ancient Egyptian mystery school. But a lot of people think that, you know, Buddhism, a lot of these Eastern religions, you know, can be traced back to like the ancient Egyptian mystery schools, and it's a lot of the same philosophy too, same ideas and concepts as in like Buddhism, especially like Mahayana Buddhism or Vajrayana, which is like, Vajrayana is Tibetan Buddhism and Mahayana is like, I don't know, like Chinese, Korean, stuff like that. And then there's Theravada, which is like Southeast Asian Buddhism. Theravada was first, then came the Mahayana, and then the last was the Tibetan form, the Vajrayana, which is like Tantric Buddhism. I got really into Buddhism for a while. I read like the sutras and stuff like that and some of their primary philosophers. It was really interesting. Before that I was like really heavy into like Western existentialism, like Kierkegaard and Nietzsche and stuff like that. And then I got into like psychology. I read like a fucking shitload of psychology. Freud, Norman O. Brown, Eric Fromm, Carl Jung, all those guys. Let's see, this is El Dorado. I don't have a fucking clue which way I'm supposed to turn here. Torrey Pines. Oh, this is part of it too? Wait, did I go here already? I'm confusing myself. Oh, I don't think I saw this one yet. Or maybe I did, I don't know. There's not as many birds over here though. I wonder if there's fish in there. There's gotta be fish in there. Yeah, right behind my house there's like a little stream bayou, and there's all kinds of fish in there. A shitload of turtles and like Chinese what are they called? Or Asian crappie? No, shit, what are they called? I can't remember what the hell they're called. Should I? I don't know. Probably gonna fall on my ass. I'm a real daredevil. Probably gonna eat shit. I almost did eat shit right there. going into that fucking thing. Yeah, I thought it was gonna be too steep, and I was gonna hit the side of that, and then fly over the handlebars or something. Oh, this is cool. Can I make it? I think I can get out this one. But yeah, I kind of want to talk about that culture thing on board, but we can dig deeper into it another time. God damn it. Oh, that's the one they're doing construction on. Okay. Did I come from that way? Is that a hawk? Let's see if I can catch up with it. Try to find my way back now. That's a pretty cool spot. Let's see if I can find my way home. The brakes on this one, the 2023, is actually pretty good. Like, they're progressive. Yeah, they're good. Should I just run this? Any cops around?